Hello everyone, this is Tyler with Codemoji, and today I'm going to take you through the CSS, also known as Cascading Style Sheets, beginner lesson on Codemoji. So when you get to the CSS beginner, you're going to see emojis, and it's going to start with lesson 1 color. So what CSS does is like the artist. So HTML is more like the formatting, where is everything going to go, and CSS is like the artist who comes in and makes it beautiful. You're able to change text size, color, image width and height, and many things like that. So today I'm going to walk you through the beginner lesson. Lesson 1 starts with color, adding color to the website. So today we're going to learn how to add color using CSS. So when you want to add color to this program, you're going to click the emoji and see the different styling options. To be able to move on to the next lesson, you are going to have to click the red circle. All right, so first I'm going to go ahead and click my ice cream cone. These are the heading. So over here I have my art palette. And you can go ahead and look on the right over here and see how it changes the color of the text. I'm going to go ahead and click red, so I can click run code and move on to the next lesson. Lesson 2 is about font size. So this is about making your text bigger and bolder. There's a lot of different sizes. Most headers are 36 px, but most text is 12 to 14. All right, so to change the size, click on the ice cream cone, click on the up and down arrow, and then to be able to move on to the next lesson, we're going to choose the largest block. So if you look to the right, you can see how the heading sizes change based on the block I'm choosing. So when you're actually coding CSS, you're going to type in the number of the size that you would like. All right, beautiful. Look how big that text is. Next lesson is over font family. So you can change the font style. So to be able to move on, we're going to select the T in the middle, but let's go ahead. We're going to click the ice cream cone, little family for font family. And if you look to the right, you can see how the text changes. All right, next lesson is over text alignment. Just like in Google Docs or Slides or any other program, Word, you're able to align your text a couple different ways. So this is teaching you how to do that. So we're going to click the ice cream cone and then click the paper and then click the alignment. So ice cream cone, paper, and then you can see on the right how the heading changes based on what you've clicked. To move on, we're going to go ahead and click the center and go ahead and go to next lesson. So now we're going to look at font style. Font style could be bold, italic, strike through. So to be able to move on to the next lesson, we're going to click the I for italic, but let's see what other options we have. Click the hat. So we have underline, bold, italicized, and strike through. And to move on, we're going to keep it at italic. Next lesson is width and making things wider. So you can change things such as an image and resize it. So let's take a look at how we're going to do that in this lesson. Now, how they're doing it is instead of numbers, we're using blocks. So the smaller the block, the smaller the width. The bigger the block, the larger the width. So if I go to my little camera, I'm going to choose an animal. I always have a soft spot for cats. So I'm going to choose a cat. And then if you look, you'll be able to change the width by changing the block size. So I think it said choose the smallest one. Perfect. To be able to move on to the next lesson. Next is height, very similar to width. You can use it to change the height or size of an image or other things. Again, typically when you're actually coding in CSS, you're going to use numbers, but for today we're going to do blocks again. This time I'll do a dog. And then you can see the different sizes here. I don't remember which one it told me to do. Oh, largest block. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try again and then go to my next lesson. So next we're going to do background. Background can really add a lot of character to your website, color, you can add themes. So I think we're going to choose blue in this case to move on, but we're going to go ahead and click on the first little symbol here, then the image, and then we're going to do green. So we're going to go here, click image, click green. However, you can play with the other colors to see what they look like, just to be able to move on to the next lesson. We're going to leave it at green, but you can see all the changes happening over here. Click run code. All right, so next we're going to talk about border color. Border color is just on the border. It's like the perimeter of what you're trying to change. So you can change the border of a text area or the web page. You can add colors or different styles. You do want to maybe make sure that you choose a different color in the background so that you're able to see the border. So we're going to click the symbol and then the little construction sign and then the blue circle. Symbol, construction sign, blue symbol. Now you can see that the perimeter or the border is now changing color. Just going to play around with the colors. Then I believe it said maybe blue to keep it and move on to the next lesson. Awesome. So the next lesson is going to be border radius. So what's the difference between a circle and a square? A circle is round, while a square has strong edges. So border radius determines the sharpness of an element's edges. It can turn a square div into a circle. So we're going to make the border radius of the div by clicking the symbol and then clicking the globe. And then we're going to do the 80% circle and square. Okay, so you can see over here on the right how it changes kind of the sharpness or the harshness of those edges. So I believe it said 80%, which should be around here. Perfect. And we can go on to the next lesson, which is going to be font size and color. So you can change the font size and color by clicking the art palette, by first clicking on the ice cream and then the art palette and then the red circle, and then change the font by clicking the height, the vertical arrow, and then select the largest square. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to change the color. I like this kind of yellow orange. Let's change the size. Awesome. Let's do the largest one. And then so I added some CSS elements to my web page. Instead of having just black text, the same size, the same style, CSS gives you the ability to customize your web page. So now we're going to continue doing font family and alignment. So we're going to click the ice cream cone, then font family, and then the third T, and then we're going to go and change the alignment by clicking the papers and the second option. So here we got the family. I still just love seeing all the different options. And then I'm going to go ahead and click the paper for the alignment. I don't remember which one it said, maybe center. We'll try that one. Perfect. So I added some CSS elements to my web page. And we're going to continue working on font, color, and style. So now we're going to click on the ice cream cone, the art palette, and then the purple circle, and then change the font style by clicking the hat and then select U for underline. Perfect. So let's go ahead and change it to this beautiful purple, then click the hat and make it underlined. And we can go ahead and go to our next lesson. Ooh, now we're really getting into all these different customizations: font color, family, and alignment. So we're going to change the color, change it to orange, select the fourth option for the alignment, and then do the first option for the font family. Orange, beautiful. I believe it was the first option for the font family, kind of a thicker text there. And then was it the third option? Let's see. Perfect. And you can see that alignment makes your text go all the way to the right. So 5 styles. So we're going to change the 5 styles of the header by clicking the ice cream cone and clicking on enter the 5 options. We can choose any styles, anything we want to be creative. All right. So I'm going to do some blue text with kind of a large to medium large text size. I'm going to do this last font style. My alignment, I'm going to make it justified. And then I'm going to make the text bold. Actually, I think I'm going to do a nice strike through. Awesome. So we changed 5 different styles in our text. So we can also change the height and width. So we're kind of reviewing the skills that we learned previously in this lesson. And we're going to click the 5th option and the smallest option. So let's go ahead and do a monkey. We're going to do the 5th option and the smallest option. You can see how the height changed and the width changed. So now they're not necessarily proportional anymore, but it's up to each coder, each designer, what they want their look to be. Okay, so 5th option for the vertical. Oh, so I swapped up. Okay, so let's try again. So this one and this one. Oh, very vertical, kind of skinny image there. And let's go ahead and go to our next lesson, which is going to be border and radius. So again, we click the camera, the construction sign, and then the world globe to be able to change this. Click a horse picture, construction sign. Let's make it kind of go green with the grass and the globe. You could see really with image how those border edges change. So if you have a very kind of harsh edge or sharp edge website, maybe you're going to do something more along the lines of a square. But if everything is kind of soft and rounded, then you have that ability to do that too. Then we have background and radius. We're going to click on the symbol and then the picture of the mountain. We're going to select the first option, then change the radius by clicking on the globe and selecting the first option. So change it to red and round. Perfect. Next lesson. Then we're going to combine kind of all of these elements together. So the symbol, and then on the image, click the 3rd option. Then change the radius by clicking the globe and then selecting the first option, and then change the border by clicking the construction sign and selecting the 4th option. All right, so 3rd option, and then if you ever need to review, you just click this little arrow down here and it'll bring it back up. So the image was the 3rd option, the radius was the 1st option. And then we had the construction sign and the 4th option. Okay, so you can see how the radius, it's almost like the Miami Hurricanes kind of color we have going on over here. But you can see how all of those change the style. And then we can go ahead and go to our next lesson. So now we can choose whatever styles we want, getting really creative. Let's do a tiger. Make my picture very large, but I'm going to make it very wide. I'm going to change the color. Oh, you can't really see the border because of how big I have made this image. There we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to do this 3rd option right here. Beautiful. I'm going to run the code. And this is a time to really just get choose what the students want. They can get really creative. And then the next lesson is going to jump into color and background. So we're going to click on the symbol and then click on the image in the 1st option, then change the color of the header by clicking the ice cream and then using the art palette to choose the 3rd option. So we do it red and then we click the ice cream. Don't remember that. And let's see if I am able to change this, and you can see that because I'm changing my title, I can actually add different text here. So that's the beautiful part of coding, is being able to customize things that you'd like. So I can also change the title up here and the text over here on the right. So now we're going to change the border of the image by clicking the camera and then clicking the construction sign and then selecting the fifth option, and then change the header by clicking on the ice cream cone, and then the vertical arrows in the first option. Okay? I'm going to go back to my cat. Again, I don't remember which one they wanted me to click on. Construction, sign, and then the fifth option. Okay, so we got a nice little purple border here. Then we're going to use the ice cream cone and then click the first option. So making it real small here. We're making the text small so we can say maybe this cat's name is Louie. And you can see how Louie has changed over here. We're going to run that code. And so what we did was we added some CSS elements to our image. And we're going to continue working on text size and width. So we're going to use the symbol and the horizontal arrows. Choose the first option, and then the header, we're going to choose the vertical arrow and the fifth option. Oh, okay. I think I might have flipped them. So this was going to be the first option, and this is going to be the fifth option. There we go. And then we can change that to header time. All right, next lesson. Then we're going to talk about link style and border. So we can change the border of the div by clicking on the first symbol and then clicking on the construction sign and then selecting the first option. Then you can change the style of the link, a hyperlink, a link to YouTube, by clicking on the link and then clicking on the hat in the second option. So I'm going to go here, select that first option. Then I don't quite remember, let's click that little arrow and then clicking on the hat and then clicking the second option. So I always do like to just mess around because it's fun. So you can change the style of the link by doing some of these customizations. Now it's time to freestyle. So now you can go ahead and you can click the images. You can change some of the settings that we have to whatever you'd like. You can change the style of text. We can say, this is a tiger. And then change and modify where the text is, the style of text, the font family that it is. And so this is a time for the students just to get really creative, take all their skills that they've learned and apply it to their code and this image. And finally, that brings us to the end of the lesson where students can continue working on their playground project, go back to dashboard, work on another lesson, and hopefully enjoy the skills that they've learned during this Codemoji beginner CSS lesson. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.